July the 20th, 1969. The world watched in awe as Neil Armstrong stepped onto the lunar surface. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Or was it? Because for decades, millions of people have asked the same question. Did we really go to the moon? Or was the entire thing staged? It's one of the most controversial theories in modern history. And yet, some of the most convincing clues aren't buried in documents or classified files. They're right in front of us, hidden in plain sight. The Apollo 11 moon landing was watched live by over 600 million people. Grainy footage showed astronauts walking, collecting samples, and planting the American flag. But immediately after the broadcast, questions began to surface. The shadows in the footage didn't line up. The flag seemed to flutter in a place with no air. And the lighting? Too perfect, like it came from a movie set. Critics argued that the footage looked more like Hollywood than history. And that's where the conspiracy begins. Let's break down the most talked about clues. Clue 1, the waving flag. In the footage, the American flag appears to ripple and wave, but the moon has no atmosphere, no wind. NASA explained that the flag was attached to a horizontal rod, which caused it to appear to wave as it was being planted. But in some frames, the flag seems to move long after the astronauts step away. Was it really just a stiff flag, or a set piece reacting to airflow? Clue 2, multiple light sources. In many photos, shadows fall in different directions, even though the only source of light on the moon is the sun. On Earth, that kind of lighting usually comes from studio setups, with multiple light sources casting uneven shadows. NASA says the moon's uneven surface caused distortions. But conspiracy theorists believe this was a giveaway, proof the footage was staged under controlled lighting. Clue 3, no stars in the sky. Look at any official moon landing photo. You'll notice something missing. Stars. The sky appears black, completely void of stars, despite being in outer space. NASA claims that camera exposure settings didn't allow stars to appear. They were too faint. But why wouldn't NASA adjust for that in at least a few frames? Were they hiding a sky that wasn't space, but a painted backdrop? Clue 4, the mysterious sea rock, one of the moon rocks, in a NASA photograph appears to have the letter C etched into it. Critics claim this is a classic set marker used on props in movie productions. NASA called it a hair or fiber that accidentally appeared during photo development. But the original image seems oddly too clean. Coincidence or a mislabeled stage prop? Clue 5, the astronaut who wouldn't swear. In the early 2000s, researcher Bart Sibrel approached astronaut Buzz Aldrin, asking him to swear on the Bible that he walked on the moon. Aldrin refused. Then he punched him in the face. To some, that's righteous anger. To others, it raises suspicion. If it's the proudest achievement of your life, why not confirm it? Unless there's something to hide. But here's where things get deeper. Some believe that NASA did intend to go to the moon, and maybe even did. But the footage shown to the public was faked, just in case something went wrong. At the height of the Cold War, the US couldn't afford failure. They had to beat the Soviets, at all costs. And if the real landing was a disaster, they needed backup footage to maintain the illusion of success. Could we have both a real landing and a faked broadcast? Then there's Stanley Kubrick. The legendary director of 2001, A Space Odyssey, created eerily realistic space visuals just 1 year before the moon landing. His attention to detail was unmatched. And after the moon landing aired, some noted the similarities in cinematography. Years later, cryptic interviews surfaced where Kubrick seemed to hint at doing a favor for the government without ever naming what. Some believe he helped stage the moon landing. Was it just playful banter? Or a deathbed confession? NASA, of course, denies everything. They cite over 800 pounds of lunar rock, seismic sensors, laser reflectors left on the moon, and data collected by other countries as proof. But skeptics argue that proof can be manufactured. And if the goal was political dominance, facts can be bent. After all, this wouldn't be the first time a government lied to its people. It wouldn't be the last. So what's the truth? Did we land on the moon? Did we fake it? Or is the answer somewhere in between? One thing is certain, the moon landing marked a turning point in history. But whether it happened exactly as we were told or was a masterclass in illusion, the questions haven't gone away. And the clues are still out there. If this story made you question what you thought you knew, hit the like button, subscribe to SB Mysteries, and turn on notifications, because we're just getting started. Because sometimes the greatest achievements in history leave the biggest shadows.